How are you? I see we are getting several people already. Charles is here, but he just took a minute and then he'll be right back. And so he's already got his slide up, as you can see. But we're really excited. I see that we have some guests today that are not I Take the Lead members. We have some I Take the Lead members from the Denver area as well as Portland, of course.
I
And
am
then
back.
okay, and we also have some members from the Seattle area. Charles, we're live already, so
Perfect.
yeah, I'm just welcoming everybody. We have several guests, and then members from Portland, Vancouver, Denver, as well, Denver area, Colorado, I'll say, and Seattle area, and then we have several guests as well. So we're really glad to have you here. Charles Montgomery is going to be talking today about strategies that are going to empower your business network, how to do this online. We meet with each other. If you're an I Take the Lead member, you see the same people week in and week out. And perhaps there's a realtor in your group that you just cannot find a lead for. You've tried and you just don't run into anybody who's either buying their house or selling their house or interested in it. Well, this is a way that you can support your network even if you are never able to give them a lead. And so Charles is going to have a variety of strategies and tips for us today, and I'm very, very excited. I've heard a short presentation of it, but he'll probably talk about 45 minutes or so. If you have questions on the side, there's a place, and I even put in there where to write your questions. Oh, hi, Marilyn. How are you? Dion, hi. And so there's a place to write your questions where you see everybody saying hi. And if it's relevant to what Charles is speaking about right now, when you ask your question, I'll interrupt him. Otherwise, we will give it time after he's done to get your questions answered. But I'm pretty good about writing it down and remembering what everybody's questions are. Also, so we encourage questions. We encourage questions during the presentation because that will help Charles go to where the most interest is at, if that makes sense. We plan to end at 3, but if questions keep coming in, Charles and I will be here after 3 to make sure you get your questions answered. So anyway, I am going to turn it over to Charles Montgomery. He's the owner and president of Northwest eSource. He's a huge resource for I Take the Lead. As a matter of fact, he took over, or his company took over the I Take the Lead website, I guess not even a year ago, and he basically saved our bacon because we had some major issues, and I had talked to several different web companies who were not able to do anything for us. And I've known Charles. He's been a good friend of mine and just one of my favorite people for several years. And it's true. It's true. So I'm going to turn it over to Charles Montgomery. And so thanks, Charles.
Thank
Glad
you.
you're here.
Thank you for the introduction, Becky. It was beautiful. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. This is already a lot of fun. And I'm really looking forward to getting the information out there. And, in preparation for this, I've dug really deep. I feel like there's just a ton of meat and potatoes for everybody here. So I'm really excited. I Take the Lead has been, a fantastic part of my business as well. In growing it and meeting new people and even growing myself, professionally. And that's one of the things I've always liked about it is I've felt that there's a nice, deep sense of camaraderie among people and an openness and a willingness, to get to know each other and bounce ideas off each other and really just kind of grow. I like what you did, Becky, with I Take the Lead, where you took the I and made it smaller so that we get more of that, less ego-driven kind of networking and more of from the heart and for each other. And I've really enjoyed that. And all of the Lead with Heart events have been fantastic. So my heart's in it with I Take the Lead. So that's why I'm really happy to be here and be able to help out here. So
well, we're excited, Charles.
Oh, good. And I can't see any comments right now, but let me know if anybody says anything funny. If Lynn's on here, I know it's going to be epic.
He's supposed to be on here, so.
Okay. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is answer the question: how do I support my personal network online? And it's simple. It's simple enough, but without an outline, it could be hard to really kind of just put all the pieces together, because the internet and all social media and all of this is just, it's one big puzzle. And since I'm in technology, I've been able to put those pieces together, and then and in the interest of seeing both my group grow, and I take the lead grow, and everybody that I know in that organization, that's kind of where this conversation came about, was just how can we do this even bigger. So that's the first thing we're going to do, is answer that question. We'll go an outline on personal brand development, and this is just how to be the best you, and when it just felt like it had to be in this presentation, so that's in there too. And then personal marketing. So the first step here is for us to is to support others, and then, but really it kind of gets down to, like my laser pointer, it
Yeah,
gets
I
down
love
to
it.
it gets down to also supporting ourselves and positioning ourselves to be supported by our partners. So that was another piece in here that I think fits very well. So we'll jump right into it. I can figure out to end the slideshow. Okay, so networking on the internet, and this conversation is geared for both business owners and employees of businesses. Those are two completely different audiences, and so we want to address both as well as we can. So again, if you have questions that pertain to your situation, that might be a good thing to present to Becky too, to ask me.
Right, exactly. And just as a recap, go ahead and write them in. Write your message in, and that way your question will pop up. I think you could do it privately if you don't want everybody to know you have a question, but I tend to use your name anyway, so first name. So as we go, be sure to write that in. So thank you.
All right. So the biggest challenge for any company is building an audience, fans and followers, and people that are interested in what you need. And that audience is eventually what turns into traffic that results in sales. So how can we help each other succeed? How can we help each other build an audience and get sales? And these days, nobody likes to be sold anything, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
They just want to find it, be attracted to it, and buy it. And so reviews and testimonials have become a huge part of business. The statistics are pretty crazy, as far as 80% of buyers will read reviews before they purchase anything, either on the company or the product itself. So if we can provide reviews and testimonials for our partners, that's serious social proof that they do what they say, that they are who they say they are, and that they can hold your hand through the process, and whatever it is, depending on the difficulty of that challenge, of that purchase. So the testimonials and reviews are just a huge component, and you can leave those. You can leave personal referrals on LinkedIn, and I've got an interesting offer later in the presentation here for everybody, but those are really good, because that just says this person is awesome, and they're a good person to do business with. And then for company, and that's really good for anybody that's an employee of a business. If you're an employee of a business, these personal LinkedIn testimonials are good for where you're at in your current business, especially if you're using LinkedIn for any type of marketing whatsoever, but also for their future career and that kind of thing. So these can be very valuable for anybody who's in an employee situation. And then for business owners and businesses, getting testimonials on your company website is huge. And I forgot to pull them up, but I've actually got one example here that is just outrageous. And this guy does auto detailing, and he charges over $400 an auto detail. And the only way he can attract that kind of pricing is because the sheer number of his testimonials speaks for itself. Do you see this, Becky?
Oh, wow. It just
I'm
keeps going.
still scrolling. Yeah, like I can't even remember. I counted them up. I don't remember how many there are, but it's insane.
Oh,
So
wow. Very cool.
Yeah, and so again, that enables him to attract a much higher price because the social proof is there that he's the best at what he does. Google Plus and Places. Google Places can be very beneficial for a business because it's going to show in the search results. Let's just do this. And, you know, whoever's got the most testimonials, this is my client right here at Thurston County Transmission, you know, and he's just said he just got a brand new great review too, actually. So Jason was awesome. So, you know, here's that social proof. But in this scenario, not only is it social proof, but it also helps their ranking significantly. So it's new content that Google likes, and then obviously it's the social proof, and Google's reading social proof these days. So those testimonials on a Google Places page can be a great way to support a business owner in your network. Google Plus, whether it's their business Google Plus or a personal Google Plus, which would be more like LinkedIn, you know, it's just that that's another place, and we'll look at a couple of profiles on the way here. Leaving reviews and testimonials on Yelp for a business is excellent as well. iPhones and iPads by default don't come with Google Maps anymore since they split their integration. They kind of kicked Google Maps off and ran with their own Apple Maps, and Apple Maps is fed by Yelp. So
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah, so for a business owner to have reviews on Yelp, then that's going to help them show up on Apple Maps, which is like half of the mobile market, until somebody adds Google Maps to their iPad or iPhone. So that's another big place. And then there are also business reviews and testimonials on Facebook, and those have you know, some benefit now, and over time I think that they're going to continue to have more benefit. They'll, you know, eventually maybe they'll be integrated into Google or, you know, something. So leaving reviews and testimonials for your business partners is a great way to support them. Leaving personal recommendations for your business partners on LinkedIn is a great way to support them. So the next step in supporting your business network online is to comment on blogs and posts, which provides useful feedback. For instance, maybe they didn't cover the entire topic, and you're able to chime in and, you know, keep the conversation going, which then is an opportunity for expertise demonstration for them. It kind of highlights their knowledge, and then again provides social proof that they're excellent. So common places to interact are going to be on the company's blog, whether you're an employee or you own your own company. Your company's blog can be a great way to foster a conversation and demonstrate expertise. And then you know, some people are publishing on LinkedIn, and those publications, I found them to be fantastic. Most of the people that are writing on LinkedIn are actually doing a very good job. So that's another good place. And then there's Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus posts, Pinterest, Instagram, wherever people are posting, leaving, you know, comments just attracts more attention to it, and furthers the conversation. And then there's LinkedIn, and obviously, you know, you're familiar, Becky, with the Facebook groups,
Right.
which has been highly successful, I think, for I Take the Lead. So do you guys also have a LinkedIn group?
We do. It's not as active. It's a closed. Well, they both semi-closed, but we do. We have. It's just on LinkedIn. I think it's just I Take the Lead is what
Okay.
it is under groups. Yeah.
Fantastic. And I'll have to get a link and add that. You'll see a section I created in the presentation here later that's going to make it really easy for everybody who's on the webinar or watches it later, particularly if we give them a link to download the materials. It's just going to make it really easy for them to get linked with you. So, and with I Take the Lead. So, and the retweets and direct messages on Twitter. I know you're a big Twitter fan. Those I mean, and those play into everything. They play into the algorithm and for the search engines and everything. So just being a part of the conversation is a great way to support your business network online. Another thing
Okay,
to do.
can we hold up?
Yeah.
I just want. It takes a little bit, but does anybody have any questions so far on what Charles has asked? I just want to make sure that you've got that in, that you understand that. He's talking about how you could support your network, and in turn would support you.
Exactly.
And the better we all get at learning how to do this and doing this for each other, it just makes it better for everybody. So I just
Exactly.
wanted, so far we don't have any questions. We just have highs, but no questions. So I just wanted to pause there.
Yeah,
So
sure.
we'll do that because I know you, Charles, and I know you have a lot to cover. You go through it pretty fast. So I just want to make sure everybody's clear.
Fantastic. I figure if there's no questions, I'm either boring or, I'm kidding. But I'd love to give more examples too. I feel like that this, is just plain white isn't really doing the deed, but we'll get to it. The
Okay.
just to recover is leaving reviews and testimonials for people, commenting on blogs and posts, and now to really kind of make sure that you're not missing where to leave those comments and the conversation. It's important to subscribe to updates from your business partners. So if they put out a newsletter, make sure you're subscribed. If
Okay.
you can subscribe to their blog articles, do that. If they've got a Facebook group, follow it. And follow them on Twitter and Google Plus, and then that way you're going to see when they're publishing, and then you can interact with them at that point. And then another way, serious way to make a difference for somebody's business can be to actually invite your friends to like a partner's business, which is really simple in Facebook. You can share it, or you can invite people to it. So for over here, liked, and then you would invite friends right here. And so if you invite friends, this is my little brother, I'll invite him. And then so I'm inviting people to my business, but you can do the same thing for other people's businesses as well. So that's definitely a big step. And then of course you can share that business on your own profile. And that's what I did here. When Harry spoke at our event, I shared what he was doing, and we got some likes and comments. So, and it's simple, it's obvious, and it just takes a minute. If you take a minute and share your partner's businesses online, it's going to make a big difference for them. It can make an impact, and that's
Right.
the key. So, getting into our personal brand, in attracting others to you and being the best you can. And I'm just going to run through this quick because there's, Ronnie Noise might be better for it anyways, but I just want to make sure that, it's simple. But as we're going to do this, we're going to embrace each other online. We want to be the best me that I can, and same for you. And so, so we always want to, and just in sales in general, you want to understand these things. You want to identify your value proposition, how you can help people. And I'll have a link for Ronnie Noise's elevator pitch tools, which are pretty cool. Identify your target audience. Always know who it is that you want to speak to, and who you can help the most. And that way you're leveraging your effort. And there's an example. I can assist business owners with their technology needs. I mean, it's simple. So I'm looking for business owners with technology problems. Leadership content is a great attractor. So if you can publish, that's going to attract others to you, and whether it's on LinkedIn or whether it's on your own blog. And I'm going to show in the next segment, I'm going to show people how to really create their own online presence if they don't have one yet, quickly, easily, and for free. So that's going to be cool. And then develop your narrative. Everybody enjoys a good story, and Lynn's I help business take secure payments at a lower cost. And then you just want to make sure that your narrative is visible in the website, in your profile, social media, maybe even in your signature. Like I think I'm going to put that in my email signature. It's not currently, and that might be something to put in there. So as far as personal marketing goes, now this is, we've created the brand, we understand who we are. Now it's a matter of getting it out there, being visible, beautiful, and findable. If we can make it easier for our partners to connect with us and our events, then overall the synergy is increased. So now it's kind of attracting people back to us. I just want to take a moment because I feel like all that white's killing me, and I forgot what I was going to do. Is I really wanted to give you some kudos, Becky, because what you've done, with your website and just in general, having created, you've got social media links, you've got a blog. Here's where people can sign up for your newsletter, and then you're, and here's where they can interact with Meetup, and you've got, you published a Meetup. How often do you publish to Meetup?
Well, we have them all over.
Yeah.
We have 6 or 5 in Portland. We have, I think, 9 or 10 in Denver. We have them in. We have 3 in Seattle, Vegas, San Diego, and Arizona.
So you stay
So,
pretty busy just getting these events out there.
right, exactly.
Yeah, and that's hard work, but it pays off for everybody in the organization, which is what's beautiful. And then here's your Facebook page. You know, you've got a custom header, and you're posting to it, um, and and that's, you know, you're making yourself attractive. You're publishing content, and all of that is. I'm just kind of going back to the discussion, is that you're doing a good job with it, and so I enjoy what you post, and interacting with it. You know. So, and that's what we all need to do to be our best selves. So we want to be findable and consistent. And again, this is so that now that other people can then support us the same way. The beginning of the conversation is how we can support them. And now this is how to how to get ourselves out there so that they can support us. We want to be fine. Go
Because
ahead.
other people like to support us, and so
Exactly.
if we give them a way to do that, make it easy for them, then they will do that. So yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. No, definitely. That's and I realized I was like, the beginning of the conversation was so altruistic. I wanted to, bring some meat and potatoes home for the viewers here to really see, like, this is about you too, and doing a good job so that people can find you. So we want to be findable and consistent. You might Google yourself and figure out, what's coming up. If your network partners are referring you, then a solid online presence will be a fantastic way to near instantly validate what they're saying about you. So, if Lynn refers me and then they Google me and they can't find me, that's no good. So we want to make sure that we're findable. Um, and then to enhance our connections, we want to allow our partners. Go ahead. Were you going to say something?
No, I'm
Okay.
sorry. Yeah.
No problem. Allow our partners the opportunity to support us. So if we can create a single fantastic point of contact and reference for them to refer to, then that's going to help out. And I'll get into that in the next page. Email introductions are all the rage, obviously. Like, I mean, it's a nice, easy way to introduce people at your own, in your own leisure time. And then there's no pressure or oddity on the phone, or whatever. It's just super easy to introduce somebody online. And this link here will, gives a couple of templates to do that. And so we'll provide that link in the downloadable material for the presentation as well.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay. So, and one of the easiest ways now for us to market ourselves to be visible, beautiful, and findable is to set up an email signature. And I've got a couple of links here on how to set one up in Outlook and how to set one up in Gmail. And as a simple example, obviously you're going to, very best regards, Charles Montgomery, put the phone number, email, a link to my business, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Google+. And if I put those links right there, then any one of my business partners that wants to support me can do it anytime I send them an email. And so that's, one way to kind of generate interest in your own, and allow them to support you and what you're doing online. So if you, as a business owner, obviously, your company website, you really want everybody to be able to find everything like they can on your website, as far as getting to all of your social media profiles, getting to your meetups, getting to your blog where you're publishing. So that's where, with this website, we've done a good job, because you've got it all in one place. So for people that are an employee, they kind of have to look at, is the company website for the people I work for, is it doing the job? And is it helping me? So if you're a salesperson, is that website going to help you make sales? And if not, then maybe you need to, create your own kind of high power profile, which is then basically a funnel, for new customers to get to you, rather than, to call the company directly, so that you can get that sale. So you're looking at a single profile, a contact card, or a website with all your connections. And the problem is, if you try to use Facebook as your primary profile, there's not really a good place to list, your Twitter feed. There's not a good place to list your Google Plus when you're on Facebook. So I tend to recommend something other than one of the core social media profiles as sort of your high power profile, and I'll get into those in the next one. The main thing is wherever this profile is, and it starts with your email signature, which lists everything. Whoops, right there. But then if you can have a website that lists everything: phone, email, website, blog, social media, places you publish, and places your company would like to get reviews, then again, that's going to help a partner support you. So we want to create those, and the ones that you can do for free and cheap. Weebly, Squarespace, Wix, and Shopify. I think they're all free if you don't mind them having a profile. And here's a quick Weebly site I made for my girlfriend, and it's super pro, and but it's practically free, and somebody can whip this out really quick. So she's a dental hygienist, and so this is either for her as she's looking for new skills, or if she was, say, just looking for new patients, then she could use this same profile for that same setup. Does that make
Oh,
sense?
wow. Yeah. Oh, very nice.
So it's just a great place to represent yourself online, and then so you've got Facebook, LinkedIn, email, so you've got all this social media stuff, and you might put that a little bit higher and more obvious. But she's not really using those as much as somebody else might be. So
with the handouts, you're going to provide the information for that, the links?
I am, yep,
Okay. Okay,
and
very
these
good.
types of brands, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
And I
Very good.
actually have another offer for everybody, which is that if they set up a personal website domain at any one of the providers, um, then and it has to be one that supports a custom domain, and these ones all do definitely. This was another personal profile link here. I should have clicked that. It's actually already open. But this one, here's a whole nother list of places that you can create a profile that you might be able to list everything out on. um,
Okay.
and so that link is right here. And I'm not sure if all of those support a custom domain or not, but for the ones that do, if somebody signs up for a profile service that supports a custom domain and they register their domain, like myname.com, and they send me the login to GoDaddy and to the provider like Weebly or Wix, then I'll configure it for the custom domain for free, which,
Wow.
yeah, it's fun. I want to see people build these profiles, because I feel like it's really going to help them represent themselves online better, give themselves a place to publish, and then links to all of their other social media. I think it's kind of, in this day and age, it's important to have your own property online, whether you're an employee or whether you're a company owner.
Okay, so to be clear, okay,
Uh-huh.
Marilyn's on here. I know she won't mind me using her.
Okay.
Marilyn Wade, another one of my favorite people up in the Seattle area. She's one of our membership coordinators. So she sets up, she registers a domain called Marilyn Wade. Let's say it was available .com or .net or whatever.
Sure.
She would, so she would send you, and she goes to Weebly or whatever it was to set up
Right.
her own website. So she would send you whatever information, and you would help her
Yep.
create it for
Yep.
free.
And the other thing she would need to do is register her domain. So we would do that at GoDaddy.com.
Oh, GoDaddy. Okay,
Right.
okay, okay. So that way, okay, I got you.
Yep.
Got you. Yeah.
So those are the two steps. You register at GoDaddy.com, and then sign up for a profile service, and send me both logins, and we'll take a look at it. At the bare minimum, what I'm offering is to make sure that the service points to their name.com. So
Right,
that's kind of
right,
the first step, and it's technical in nature. You have to edit the DNS for the domain name, and so like a lot of people will kind of struggle with that step. And
right.
so send me both logins, and I'll configure the DNS so that it resolves to yourname.com.
Wow, very nice. Okay, very good. Does it,
Which,
okay, so now, Marilyn has her, I don't know, I've never done this, Marilyn. She has her hand up to invite as speaker. I don't know if she can actually speak on here. So I'm just letting you know. I think you might not be able to speak, Marilyn, but I'll raise it. Did you have a question?
type your question.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that with
Just want
this
to make sure the
program.
chat's working. Oh, no, I'm Becky. Oh, no, it's me up here. Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, yeah, it's you.
Okay.
Okay. No,
All right.
I'll shut it off. Okay.
All
I
right.
may have hit something by mistake. Okay.
Reading mode. Okay. So, and another really, another great way to get yourself out there, and I think everybody should be doing it, business owner or employee, is building a list of your contacts and using one of these tools to communicate with them. And you use MailChimp, right?
Yeah.
And that's been successful for you because you send out so many emails, and it's so nice because you get to see the statistics, right? Of who opened it. So I sent out like 5,000 emails today, and 600 people opened them.
Right.
And it
Yes.
shows.
Well, I'm glad you pointed that out. So for all of you who get the I Take the Lead announcements, um, I know who's reading them and who's not. Oh, Marilyn said, "Did we lose Charles? I can't hear him anymore."
Weird. You can hear me though, right, Becky?
Yeah, I hear you fine. Is anybody having problems hearing? We're keeping people on the webinar, so
Cool.
yeah. Um,
Um, so I'm talking. Can everybody hear me? Let's maybe get some yeses so we know if people can hear me.
okay, I'm asking. If you're having any issues at all, what I've told people before is to back out, get off the webinar, then come back in again. Oh, no problems here. Oh, Renee's on. Hi, Renee.
And yep, there's some yeses. Now they're coming in. So it looks like the chat response is a little bit slow too, because now the
Yeah, it
yeses are
is.
coming in.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. No problem here.
okay, great.
So Marilyn, I recommend that you back out and then get back on. And if for some reason it doesn't work, then you will get the replay, as you know.
Oh.
So
So back on the email marketing, I think that no matter who you are, that building a list and using one of these tools, and I know they're cheap or free. My company provides a managed service over here, and so that's probably not most people's best option to go with us, but MailChimp and whoever else, most of them even have free versions, and then you can create a pretty fancy, simple email to communicate what you're doing, your events. If you throw an event, if you're even just attending an event, I mean, it's a big deal, and people want to hear about it. They want to hear about the charities that you're supporting, especially the charities that you're supporting. I would never be mad if somebody sent me an email about a charity they're supporting. I would click the link, I'd like it, I'd sign up, I'd whatever, just because I appreciate them putting that energy out there. So no matter who you are, I think using an online email tool and getting comfortable with it starting now is a really smart way to go. So I'd love to see everybody do that. You're going to love this, Becky. I think the biggest single networking growth catalyst is going to be for us to improve our group attendance, right? To grow our groups.
right. Yeah.
So sharing of networking events on social media, that's it's obvious, but I don't think we're doing it enough.
No. It's so funny because even I've been trying. Of course, they tune me out, they tune Gene out. But if your group, for instance, has an opening for a realtor, post it. Put that out on your own profile on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and you'd be surprised. There's a ton of realtors out there who might be interested in a leads group, and that way you're not really you're not trying to sell anybody, but you're just inviting somebody to come to your meeting.
Absolutely.
And when you have a special guest speaker meeting, share it. That's the whole idea. So
Absolutely.
exactly. Thank you, Charles.
Yeah, and I created this quick little animation or recording of it. So I went to my email inbox, search for Becky, click
Uh-oh.
on yeah, right? Click on the email, copy and paste what you've already written, just
Yeah.
copy it, go to my Facebook, click in there and paste it, and I already did it. And then I click the location to add the location where we're going to be, which, it's already on there, and then click post. So,
Oh, what a good idea.
I mean, it's that easy,
Yeah.
it took 2 seconds. And so that's live on my Facebook right now. So we've got to start doing that. And it's so easy that, I mean, it's crazy not to. And then if you know specific potential power partners, you can send them invitations using social media. I mean, you know what your group is missing. So
Right.
take the time to make those invitations, improve the group attendance, and that's going to be the catalyst for growth overall. That's going to be one of them. Um, this is big. You'll love this. I came up with sort of an outline of using online tools. How can we be the most productive during our one-on-one networking coffee meetings? So prior and to, for the meeting, you're going to discuss immediate needs first, because this is always the easiest way to make a referral is if somebody says, I need XYZ, either somebody who's got it or you don't. And that's just like an instant, it's one of those conversations we've had before in all the groups. Is one of the first keys to good networking is to listen for people's needs, right? So
Right.
prior to and for the meeting is list out what you need and share it with that partner. And then describe ideal clients and partners for each other, the value proposition and target audience. Maybe I went in too deep on this one, but I mean, for silly stuff. But you can research your partner's clients before the meeting, um, and partners for yourself. So people that you might want to recommend for them and that they might want to recommend for you. And this kind of comes down to inviting each other and creating, here it is, requesting introductions from your partner on LinkedIn. Um,
Right.
and I got this from the Sandler training I attended just a few days ago. Then they said it's a very successful practice, for people that are in sales positions and whatnot to kind of go through each other's partner list and figure out who is it that you'd like an introduction to, and then make an introduction, whether it's via email or via LinkedIn's messaging system. That single item can enhance your networking meetings tremendously, because you're making referrals in the meeting. You're not just sitting and talking. You're not just sitting down and talking about having coffee. Like, you're literally making referrals. If you take the time to research who you'd like an introduction from, or during the discussion you can figure out who you'd like to make an introduction to, then that can make that meeting that much more successful. And
Oh, very.
then the same thing. So during the meeting, you discuss any immediate needs and get that done. You can discover each other's profiles, events, and activities. Whether you bring an iPad or a laptop to these coffee meetings, this is a great time to really kind of get into what are you up to. Like, not again, I just feel like those networking meetings are the one-on-ones can so easily just become 15 or 20 minutes of
Gotcha.
non-productive
Yeah.
jabber. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 That if you can really kind of get into the meat and potatoes, you can be very productive. So again, look at each other's events and activities. How can you support each other? Plus one, follow, friend, and subscribe. Those same things that we discussed earlier. Take those actions, especially if you have a website where they can take all of those actions in one spot. You might as well do it in that meeting, because it makes that meeting that much more productive, and then you don't have to do it when you get home.
Right.
So
Right.
then, and at the same time, you're looking at each other's Facebook posts or whatever, you can share a recent post or event immediately in that meeting to just show, kind of like a good faith energy for this new networking partnership that you're initiating. You can invite friends to like each other's businesses, and then again, make specific introductions. And then you can continue to do all of the things we've been talking about after the meeting, continue to introduce people, add, like, follow, etc. Continue to comment on each other's posts on social media and on their blogs, share their events and posts, and invite friends to like what they're doing. So that is just another way online to turn your one-on-one networking meetings into a seriously productively epic meeting of minds, of two people. So
Very good. I just wanted to point out that John, I think it's John Torino, and I might be wrong. We have several Johns that are spelled that way, but he says
Okay.
the requesting introductions activity you are currently talking about is
Yeah.
extremely powerful. So
Yeah.
thanks, John, for that
Yeah.
comment.
Absolutely. Yeah, very good. I'm glad. That's a good one for sure. So, and again, I just think the whole you taking all of these activities, it becomes even that much more powerful. So, so how do I get started? You know, we've talked about how do I support my partners. I'd say the best way to start is to pick a partner to support. And I think I Take the Lead is going to be a great first partner to support and bolster, you know, paying it forward by making the organization stronger as a whole, and the overall impact it's going to make is going to improve substantially. So if we double attendance and memberships, how would affect that networking? How would that affect our networking, and how can we do that? Obviously, if we double attendance, it's gonna be amazing, right, Becky?
Oh, absolutely. But would you explain, because sometimes,
Sure.
you know, because we're a corporation, and, you know, I don't see that money, and neither does Gene, but people don't understand that. They don't understand why we want to help them grow their groups, why that's, you know, we don't want them to grow too big, because it's good to have just the right size, and usually 12 to 15 is just a really good size. As
Sure.
a member, as someone who's been a member for a number of years, could you explain why that would help them in the long run? Those that are either just listening to, just getting an introduction to I Take the Lead in the first place, or those who have been who are new members to I Take the Lead.
Yeah, I can explain for sure. I definitely agree that the right size, you know, is in there 12 to 15 members. And when you don't have 12 to 15 members, you just don't get the same energy, you know, hype, if you will, in that flow. And so making sure we're maintaining that level is definitely great. But also by supporting I Take the Lead as an organization, there's ways to get in front of the entire organization, you know, whether it's posting on your Facebook group page, that's going to hit most or all of the I Take the Lead members. And so, you know, growing the entire I Take the Lead community, it for me is a goal of mine, especially, you know, as the web designer and whatnot. Like you know, the larger I Take the Lead gets, I think the more likely I am to get referrals from it. And I feel like that's true for all the members. So that's why I would, you know, help I Take the Lead in general.
Right.
So so first the basics, and again, we're kind of reiterating, you know, but this is what needs to be done. You would follow and +1 I Take the Lead on Google Plus. You would like I Take the Lead on Facebook. You would join the I Take the Lead Facebook group. You would begin RSVPing for I Take the Lead meetups. Follow I Take the Lead on Twitter, and follow I Take the Lead on LinkedIn. And then I mean, that's obviously basic, but I have a feeling that half of, you know, the members haven't done that, right? And that's why we're even having this webinar, is how do we support each other? And so I'm encouraging everybody with this simple list. This is how you support I Take the Lead, and in turn I Take the Lead's going to support you.
Right. Right.
So once we cover the basics, then you get passionate about your group and share. Connect personally on social media with your prospects and potential partners. I've done this. It works. And then you can invite them to your group. And I've done that a lot because, you know, I've done business with a lot of the members in my groups over the years, and built a great reputation. And that's how it, you know, that's how it should be. And then so I'm able to bring prospects and or potential partners to the meeting as a guest, and my reputation precedes me, and I get the social proof, and everybody's giving kudos and all that kind of stuff. And so it can be a really powerful play, if you will, to introduce your prospects and potential partners to your group. And online, you can, you know, if you create this new power profile, you can send them that power profile. You can invite them using the links in your signature to connect with you. And then once they've connected with you, you can use social media to invite guests, and you can obviously you can make that a more personal invitation. You can just call them, but at the same time, or email them directly. But at the same time, you can be less invasive with the invitation and just post it on social media. And if they want to show up, great. You know, and if you've got a big client list, then this could end up being a big deal. So
Well, because a lot of times they'll share it, and then they'll share it, and it ends up
yeah,
going universal. I just want to mention, Charles, that you're one of your networking partners, Lynn Gray's on here, and he said guests also help energy, and I agree totally.
absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
100%.
Whether they join or not, it's just nice to have guests there because it always adds energy.
Absolutely. So, and there's a bonus, and I kind of already mentioned it, but by supporting I Take the Lead, Becky, you've created a forum for us to post our events, sales, and specials for all I Take the Lead members to see. So it's just one of the ways we can leverage our membership for greater visibility and supporting the group. Here we go. Now you used to have that email list, and that was pretty good for getting in touch with everybody. And now I think the Facebook group is as good or better. It's more visual and attractive in general, and everybody's on Facebook, so why not, right?
Right, exactly.
And I feel like I'm a good second partner for most, if not everybody. I always answer my phone, and I'm happy to answer any questions at any time for anybody. And so Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google Plus. You can actually like and follow us on our homepage all in one place, because we've got, and we might want to install this for you, Becky. We've got the the like bar, so you can just take all the social media actions right there in one swoop. So it makes it easy. And then I write fantastic recommendations. So for anybody, if you've enjoyed the webinar and you feel like leaving a recommendation on LinkedIn, I will absolutely return the favor and make you look like a superstar. I'm good at those things. I don't know what it is, but I'm good at them. So I can almost guarantee you it'll be the best recommendation you have on your profile. So
Well, you're passionate and you love people and love helping others. So yeah.
absolutely. Thank you. You nailed it. So you can sign up for our newsletter in the footer here, business web tips and tricks. And, that'll help us keep in touch via email. You're welcome to shoot me a direct email as well, or use this form on our, which is our a consultation page. It kind of gives you a little interview for, how you did. I should have clicked the link. In 2014, and then but anyways, so it's just another way to get in touch with me. So choose I Take the Lead as your first partner online, and be aggressive for them, post for them, and then connect with me, and then take this skill set and this methodology back to your group, and create the power profile for yourself. If you don't have a website with all of your social media links and your information, get it done. Be a high power partner that everybody wants to refer, and make it easy for them to refer. Set up your email signature so it's got all of your links, because everybody you email will have that opportunity to join you in the digital realm, and make the invitation in your email. Hey, use the links below to connect with me personally. And that's going to kind of just create that energy and that momentum to where we're all going to be connected, just like Facebook wants.
Yeah. Well, as you talk, Charles, I'm thinking, like I know some of our members are going to bring this. Oh, I can hear an echo. I hope I sound okay. I know Marilyn Wade, what she does is she works with her groups. And she'll listen to the webinars, and then she brings the strategies back, because a lot of those people can't be on a webinar at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And so I could just totally see Marilyn bringing all this information to her groups and having them start really, really learning how to support each other. And I know she's hands-on. She'll make it happen. And so what a great way. Oh, Charles, Marilyn asks, how do financial planners use this? They cannot be on, well, they can be on LinkedIn, but not on Facebook. I know they can be on Facebook with their own personal information.
Yeah, I think the real key for them is it really kind of comes down to content. And there's just certain things they can say and certain things they can't say. And so I really think navigating those waters comes down to knowing what you can say and what you can't say, and then saying what you can loud and clear. and then another thing though is going back to these strategies that we talked about, is getting reviews and testimonials from other people, because they can say their content is not regulated. So whatever reviews and comments they leave you, that's going to leverage your reputation. So I think it would just kind of come down to, going through the strategies here and picking the ones that'll work for you, that don't violate those content rules, and figuring out where you can speak and what you can say, and then figuring out how to get other people to support you. And that's really what this entire conversation was about, is how to support each other online. And so as a financial planner, if you take the time to go leave other people reviews and +1 and like and retweet their stuff, then hopefully they're going to turn around and do the exact same thing for you, leave you those testimonials and that positive content, and help your business the same way.
Right, absolutely. Oh, Renee says, when you want, I think this is, I'm not sure which Renee this is, but when you want to give a great testimonial for a networking partner, I take the lead member you haven't been able to do business with. What a great way.
What's a great way? Yeah, to give them a testimonial.
Oh, to give them a testimonial anyway. Right. Exactly.
And it is Renee Trump. Hi, Renee.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So that's a pretty good question, and I think you have to be honest, and so this becomes then a content creation question. What kind of content? And I would say, so like let's just take you specifically as an example, Renee. You and I have networked together, but we haven't done business yet, right? But I could easily write you a testimonial that says Renee is fantastic, and one of us should write this down, but Renee is fantastic to have in my Wednesday networking leads group. Her reputation is outstanding, and I'm constantly hearing stories of how she has absolutely saved the day for her accounting clients, and everybody I've referred to her has said the exact same thing. Bang. And I think that's a top-notch testimonial, right?
Oh, it is. It absolutely is. And that's the key. Most of the members should not be doing business with each other anyway. It's all about bringing in outside referrals or support like this, just as you're talking about. So,
sure.
Yeah, but you can still do the testimonials because you're getting to know people, like them, trust them, and like you said, Charles, you've heard the stories, and you know that people are really happy with Renee and her Pasabana accounting business.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's funny. You have Renee here, John Torino, and Lynn Gray. Wow, you go, Charles. John has a question. Is the slide deck for this webinar
available?
Available.
I'm going to have to, it's probably just going to be a Word document. That's what it is right now. I really only got 3 slides created, but everybody, that's where I had clicked to put my email right here. Just make sure, email me if you want to see if you want the slides, and I'll shoot them over to you.
Okay, so it's info@northwesteastsource.com.
Yep, just shoot me a quick email and I'll reply with the content here. And I'm excited you want it, John. I put a lot of work into it, and I think there's a lot of meat and potatoes here. I think we really can support each other better, and when we do that, it's going to make networking a lot more fun.
I agree. So even I could send it, and then we'll get the links and stuff that you posted.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay,
all the links are in the Word document.
Okay.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. Good. Well, great. Well, we got about 6 minutes left. Does anybody else have any? Oh, Lynn Gregg, come meet Charles in person Wednesdays at the Clackamas B2B group.
Yeah, buddy. Let's do it.
So,
and you get to meet Lynn too. I mean, this is the 2 characters, right? Like, come on.
I know. Oh, wow, Charles, this was packed with some great tips to implement immediately. Thank you so much. That came from Renee. So
fantastic.
Yeah, thank
My
you.
pleasure.
I know, I'm loving it. I think it was fabulous. And I know Gene couldn't be on here today, but he signed up and he's going to get the replay. So he'll have that available.
Fantastic.
Gene Hamilton.
Yeah, and I've already gotten like 10 requests for the replay from people who couldn't make it as well from my from that outbound email today.
Oh,
so
good, very good.
Yeah,
Very good.
So,
Yeah.
yep.
Well, I'll have to send you the replay because you won't get it automatically either.
Oh yeah, send me the replay then. I got a couple
Yeah.
people waiting.
Yeah. When I get it, I'll send it
Okay,
over to you.
sounds good.
Yeah. So, do we have any other quick questions for Charles? I think you really covered everything really, really well. If one question I have, if people have specific questions about something you covered and they were unsure, they could email you and
Oh,
see.
absolutely.
Okay.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I want to support I Take the Lead. I want to support everybody in I Take the Lead. I want to see everybody, get themselves a high power profile. I want to see us all following each other. Like, I'm absolutely pumped up and excited for us to be, the most connected leads organization in the country. If we can, let's make I Take the Lead the best by having the best, most well connected, most supportive membership.
Oh, very good. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, very
Good.
good.
So let me just double check one more. Okay. Johan
Johan,
said,
probably. Yeah.
Johan, very informative. Thank you very much. Well, thank you, Johan. We're
Yeah.
glad you were on it.
Yep.
John, on the webinar, I mean, John
Yep.
Torino, great job, Charles. Thanks so much for putting it together and presenting it for us. Marilyn, I can't wait to share this with our teams, Becky and Charles. See, I told you, I
Oh,
knew Marilyn would.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Exciting. Okay,
yeah.
thank you everybody for coming. I really
Thank
appreciate it. It was a
you.
blast. Yeah, I had a good time. So we'll see you soon.
Okay, thanks. Oh, and Lindsay, good stuff. 2 thumbs up. So yeah,
Hey,
thanks, Charles. Thank you so much. I
all
appreciate
right.
it. And thanks, everybody. I am going to end the broadcast for those who have to leave. And I look forward to talking with everybody later. So thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.